Good. Oh, yeah, no. We're just talking about the comment. Thank you. And,
everything's doing all right here. So, that's baseball. Moving around, we're going to get a little football. Eagles extend Vinnie Curry's contract to 5 years, guaranteed $25 million. 3.5 sacks over last season. Named in the top 10 pass rushing defensive tackles by a PFF survey. So he's doing well for himself, at least I would say.
Oh, yeah, Vinnie Curry. If he's top 10, if you're top 10 in anything and it's on the good side of something, you're going to get paid. And he got paid a little early. I didn't think he would get paid as soon as he probably would have. But the Eagles, again, they're handing out extensions like they're free samples in a food court. It's ridiculous.
I feel like they saw what Chip Kelly did, and they're just running far away from him.
Yeah, Chip Kelly was trade everybody. And this guy is like, keep everyone. Everyone that we have. If they suck, keep them.
I could just see that whole that conversation in the general manager's office. We have to keep this guy. Well, I don't know. He didn't do that well. Do you want another Deshaun Jackson?
Hey, do you want a guy to go out there and it's ridiculous. I guarantee they're keeping everybody from last season, that they can at least. I mean, extension-wise. They're just trying to keep their good players. And for a bad team last season, 7-9 isn't horrible, but for a bad team last year...
Oh, I think it's agreeable the Eagles did do bad this year.
Yeah, but for a bad team last year, I don't know, to extend all of these guys that were on that losing team seems questionable to me. Even though these guys are good, they're good players. I don't know, it's something I find a little bit hard to grasp when you extend a lot of players on a bad team.
Yeah, because I feel like, while it is nice to hang on to guys, you do have to make some changes, especially after a season like that.
Exactly, and you just got to forget about Chip Kelly. Forget everything that happened with him.
Granted, coaching was not where it should have been, quite obviously.
Yeah.
And they didn't have the best quarterback. I still think it's a little dangerous to just keep everybody, because if you keep most of your roster and you don't do good again, well, now you just wasted an off season.
Yeah, of course. And DeMarco Murray is clearly a case of that, because last season, very big feud, him and Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly wasn't using him. He wasn't working well in his system. And then, interestingly enough, today, Des Bryant put out a tweet saying, "Hey, DeMarco Murray, come home or come play with us now," or something along those lines. So I found that pretty funny. Maybe there's some context to it, maybe not. I don't know, but it's kind of cool to see that. Yeah.
I think it would be in Murray's best interest to go back to
at least
Dallas,
his football best interest.
I hate to say that the offensive line carried him, but it's become pretty apparent given his numbers in Philadelphia versus what his numbers were in Dallas. Obviously.
Yeah, if the Dallas line could make Darren McFadden, who didn't even start the full season with them, the 4th highest rusher in the league last season with almost 1,000 yards, I think if you get a halfway decent running back like DeMarco Murray, he's going to put up great numbers like he did 2 years ago. And I don't know. It's just go back to the Cowboys if you want a good career. Stay with the Eagles if you want lots of money. I know it's kind of a
it's a moral dilemma. I would say.
But have fun with that, DeMarco Murray. I know you're listening.
Well, the rest of us go to our 9-to-5 jobs. You decide on that. We're gonna some more in football. Reportedly, the Browns are looking to cut Johnny Manziel in March when some salary cap money opens up.
Yeah, that's almost guaranteed now. A lot of speculation went on before the season. The Browns going to get rid of Johnny Manziel. Yes, he's gone. See you later.
Because he has
so many off the field issues. A lot of people thought that would go away when he came to the NFL.
Because even as far back as when he played for Texas A&M, he's a party boy. Always, his face getting up in the news, and people thought maybe the NFL he'll be a little bit more professional. It's still a party to him. That's all I can say. Because they've had how many drinking issues off the field, and now there's a potential domestic violence issue.
Yeah, he didn't get arrested, but clearly there was a dispute there.
There's something going on there. So
you don't hear about this with the players. You don't hear about this with half the players in the league.
Because they're professionals. They know.
Yeah, and then we are talking about the NFL here, so it's a little bit of a paradox, but still.
When even the NFL says your reputation is bad, the league that had one guy knock out his wife in an elevator or beat their kid with a stick.
Ridiculous. There's no
you know what? it's time for some personal responsibility.
Yeah, and a lot of people think, okay, maybe the Cowboys will pick him up. Maybe the 49ers will pick him up if Colin Kaepernick leaves. Maybe somebody might pick him up. I don't know. I think he was probably going to get another shot one day in football because talent-wise, he does have talent. He has talent enough to be a mediocre quarterback. But do you want to deal with all those off-the-field issues just for a mediocre quarterback? And that's what it really comes down to in the end. Yeah, I don't know. If he's going to go anywhere, it's going to be the Cowboys.
It's going to be rough because there's a lot of teams that are looking at him as bad news.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be hard for him, but he's definitely... it's going to be interesting to see what happens to him, and they're going to cut him in March because if they cut him now, they're going to have to pay him more money. I don't think they could do it until after the Super Bowl anyway, but they have to pay him a certain amount of money, and there would be less money to do it in March, and, I mean, it's just the technicalities of that or why they're doing it, but... See you, Johnny.
I'm not surprised that the Cowboys have expressed interest in him because it seems like the Cowboys see bad reputations and run to those reputations.
Yeah, I don't necessarily understand.
You have Greg Hardy who beat the shit out of his wife.
Yeah, that's
and you got ridiculous. Jerry Jones calling him a leader on the field.
Yeah, I mean he did have a good season with the Cowboys, right?
But does that detract?
No, I mean that's what Jerry Jones is looking at. Honestly, Jerry Jones doesn't seem like a very moral person to me. Doesn't seem like someone that's going to go out there and
he's a businessman. He says.
Yeah, and I have no problem with that completely in football. It's just
from a business perspective, I understand why you want to overlook that, but from a moral standpoint, some shitty human beings on that team. Oh my God.
I mean, they take chances on guys like La'el Collins, which apparently, he was involved. Well, he wasn't involved. That's very inaccurate. He was questioned in the murder of his girlfriend, and that's what dropped him into a supplementary draft. And so they took a flyer on him. He ended up being the starting right guard or starting left guard eventually down the road in the season. And I think that worked out very well for them because they just bolstered their already good line. Another guy, Randy Gregory, who had like drug issues and stuff like that in the past, got him. I don't know how well he did last season, but I know he couldn't have been that bad. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's okay to do sometimes because they will produce for you, but it's just going to show on your character how these guys are going to play. I don't know.
You know what? I guess I respect their athletic ability, but as people, I don't respect them.
Yeah, well, La'el Collins, being questioned in a murder, I mean, that's a question. That's nothing.
That's question. That's one thing.
Well, Greg Hardy, that's what we're mainly talking about right here.
Yeah, I was more focusing on Greg Hardy because now we have legitimate evidence. You see what this man did to his wife.
Yeah.
So it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah, and it's not even, I'm not going to put the full blame. I mean, he served his suspension, fine. Was the suspension the right amount? Goodell, I'm not even going to go down that street with Goodell. So it's whatever at this point. It's the Cowboys have fun with Johnny Manziel because I can see it happening, but don't have too much fun like he will. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so they got that going for them.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, we come to the most important football subject, I think, of the weekend.
Yeah.
Scott's weekly football prediction.
Yes, my last weekly football prediction.
The last one for the season. We'll see how way off base he is. So, hit us.
All right, it's the Panthers. Panthers are winning this game big, and that's what I think. The Denver Bronco defense is really good, but Peyton Manning is not the quarterback that he used to be. The running game is solid, but the Panthers also have a great defense. The Broncos are number one in defense. Panthers are, I believe, somewhere in the 5 to 6 range, which, I mean, it's not that much of a drop-off. It's not like it's not like the Broncos and the Saints, or the Broncos-Seattle game the other year where it was like number one offense versus number one defense, but the other things, like the other sides of the ball, weren't that great. I don't know. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. But, again, when I say that, it's probably not going to be a low-scoring game. The Broncos probably are going to have the edge defensively early on. I really think they will have the defense early on. But Cam Newton's just going to wear him down. Yeah. They took down Brady because Brady stands in the pocket. Well, he might move around a little bit. I mean, he's an older guy. He stays in the pocket. They attacked him. They killed him. And the Patriots line is terrible.
Yeah, well, you got to factor that in. I can't really speak for Denver.
Yeah. Cam Newton's not going to stay in the pocket. I mean, he's a good pocket
Cam,
passer, but he will move out of the pocket.
Especially now with the Super Bowl, I feel like Cam Newton's going to be
and it's not even just his running.
He's going to be moving, and he's going to be scrambling.
Yeah, not necessarily running the ball. It's just moving around in the pocket, moving outside of the pocket.
I would say that Denver has a decent defensive line.
Yeah, and Denver's offensive line is probably one of the... I mean, it's a good one in the league. And, well, their defensive line is probably the best in the league. I mean, you got the Jets, you got the Rams, too, are very good teams. Mm-hmm. But, I don't know. Cam Newton's going to move around the pocket, which is obviously going to be bad for the Broncos. But when you got Von Miller, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see Von Miller up against Cam Newton. That'll be surely something to watch. And you also got to remember, the Panthers have 2 Pro Bowlers on their line. Obviously, they didn't go to Pro Bowl because they're going to the Super Bowl. A little bit more important, just a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So, when you have 2 Pro Bowlers on the line, and you got Michael Orr, which, I mean, blindside. So you got a bunch of guys. They have a nice line.
Going to make a cameo on the side of the field? We don't know.
Why wouldn't she? I don't. Maybe she'll come and steal the mic from Lady Gaga during the national anthem.
It'll be a whole show. Normally, I can only imagine Kanye West will do that.
Oh, yeah. Maybe she's in cahoots with Kanye West. That's all it comes down to.
All you guys have to know, it's a conspiracy. Everybody's in control. It's time to fight back. Let's fight back!
Put your tinfoil hats on. The Panthers are winning the Super Bowl.
And with that, I think that'll do it for us from sports today. Yeah.
Yeah, we might do another Super Bowl kind of live stream on only Periscope because Spreaker would be hard to do that with. So if you're listening on the Spreaker, make sure you add us on Twitter at SeasonTicketNJ. Or if you're listening to us on Periscope, go and find our Twitter page at SeasonTicketNJ.
And I might as well bring this to light because it became pretty obvious in the middle of the show. If you happen to be listening on Spreaker, we didn't realize the mic was on for like the first half of the show.
We had technical difficulties with that, but the Periscope listeners,
Periscope will still be up there.
And if you are listening on Spreaker and somehow you made it this far, just go and look up the Periscope.
Because you kind of listened to silence for 12 minutes. I admire your patience. You're a good person, and I hope good things come to you. But if you pulled up and you were like, "What the fuck is this?"
Just go to our Twitter. Go to our Twitter. Look up at SeasonTicketNJ. You should be able to find a Periscope of this, and then you'll be able to listen to it fluently.
And also, we have a new edition coming tonight with Periscope. Right now, the Rangers, for the second time within the next month, will be playing the Devils. This one's going to be at Madison Square Garden. I will not be there. I will be in my house in Forest, New Jersey. But I'll be talking to you guys at 2 intermissions. Share some thoughts about the game. Probably getting pissed off towards the end if the Rangers keep doing this.
Yeah, and obviously answering comments. I won't be involved with that, but surely he's going to answer comments, talk to you guys.
You guys want to, it's going to be unrestricted, so you guys want to call me an asshole.
So remember,
I know what I am. I sleep well at night. So
after the first intermission in the Devils-Rangers game, make sure you come on Periscope, come on Twitter.
Call me out on what I'm saying, It'll be fun. Check it out.
Yeah, of course.
But until then, see you in the cheap seats, guys.